It tastes like pineapple. Today, we're making a Hawaiian pizza that's low carb and keto friendly. And before we get started, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel and stay tuned because you're not gonna wanna miss what we used as our pineapple substitute. So to make our dough, we have our mozzarella cheese. So this is part skim mozzarella cheese. It's already, I did the pre-shredded. It does have, it's not like the cleanest version. If you want like a super clean, no carbs, then shred your own cheese. But for the sake of, you know, just making this video a little easier, we're using some pre-shredded cheese. We're gonna microwave it in about 20-second intervals because you don't wanna burn it, okay? So I'm gonna do that and I'll be right back. Okay, so we have our texture. This took about a minute because it's obviously a lot of cheese. So really quickly, we are going to put in our dry ingredients, kind of mix them together. Okay, so we have our almond flour, finely ground almond flour. And we're just gonna mix in our dry ingredients. So we have our xanthan gum, a little bit of salt, and some Italian seasoning. I just like to give it a good mix before we incorporate our wet ingredients so that all the dry ingredients are evenly, you know, like all the seasonings are evenly spread out. So that's good enough. And our cheese. Okay, so here's our cheese, and now we're just going to throw in our dry ingredients. Try to give that a little mix, and we're going to add in our eggs. This here, my friends, is gonna turn into our pizza dough. So, have my little glove so that we can get down and dirty with it. At first it might feel a little weird, but you know, because everything's just coming together, but this will literally turn into our dough. So this is our dough. This is what it's gonna look like. Beautiful. So we're going to just get a piece of parchment, spray it. It might be a little sticky. So just spray your parchment, put your dough on top, spray it, and place your other piece of parchment right on top. And now we're just going to flatten it. We have a rolling pin. If you don't have a rolling pin, you can use whatever you have, like even a wine bottle or like a big cup or your hands. Sometimes I use my hands even though I have a rolling pin. So you can too. Okay, so I tried making it as circular as I could. This looks beautiful. Guys, I'm like a professional pizza maker at this point, okay? So you can put a piece of parchment down, but I like mine to be crispy. So we spray, and then we just place our dough, and it's very forgivable. Nothing's gonna happen, you know? Now, if you want like a little crust, then you can, or you can make it thin crust or make individuals from it. Like if you have, you know, kiddos and everyone wants to make their own little pizza, just kind of cut it in fours. So that's really good. I kind of want to get it to the edge. So our pizza crust reached the edges. Now, just make sure that your oven's preheated at 375 degrees. We're gonna bake our crust for about 10 minutes, and I'm gonna show you what it should look like. Now, how many of you know what this is before I explain? Let me know in the comments below. Do you know what this is? I actually grew up eating this. My mom has always made, it's called a chayote. I know it sounds weird, right? Because we're gonna make it into a sweet pineapple, but it is. This is like magical. You can actually use it as a potato substitute as well. If you guys wanna see how else I've made this, I'm actually gonna leave an apple crisp recipe down in the description below. Check it out. It's probably one of my favorite videos. It tastes almost like apple pie. It's crazy. But yeah, you guys make sure you check that out. Now, what you wanna do with this is you peel it first, okay? So this is how it looks. That is the peel on it. And then we've already peeled this one. So it's just really simple, just like you would a, you know, like a potato or anything like that. So now we're gonna cut it. And we are gonna turn this into pineapple. I'm gonna show you how right now, so stay tuned. Okay, so you just basically, you know, at this point, you're just gonna dice it to your preferred, you know, size. If you want them super tiny or a little bit bigger, but we're just dicing. Now what we're doing is we're just obviously putting it into our little saucepan with some water. And this is what we have here. We have some sweetener. So we're just gonna add that right in because it's very neutral. So chayote is a very neutral veggie. And we are going to add the flavor now. So the sweetener, to give it the sweetness, this here is pineapple flavoring. So this is our pineapple flavor. And you could leave it just as is or add some food coloring just to give it even more, you know, more color. So it is the color of pineapple. So we're just gonna do a few drops. Okay. And this is yellow. And we're just gonna do a little mix. And we will do a little pinch of salt. We're gonna do a little pinch of salt. And we're gonna move over to the stove, cook this up, and I'm gonna show you how this is gonna transform into our pineapple. Okay, so now we've boiled it. We're gonna go ahead and strain our pineapple. Okay, and now we're going to put it onto our bowl. Oh, it even smells like pineapple. So you want it to be fork tender, but not mushy. I can put the fork in, but it's not falling apart. It's not mushy because remember, this is going back into the oven and it will continue to soften. Pineapple is done. Take a look. We were able to turn a chayote into our pineapple for our pizza. So this is keto pineapple. Tastes like it. The texture's just like it. I swear on everything, it even smells like it. Oh my God, it's crazy. So Hawaiian pizza usually has bacon. So we have our regular bacon here and we have Canadian bacon. So let's go ahead and get this crisped up, cooked, and then we'll move on to our next step. Okay, so our crust is almost ready. We have our bacon that's nice and crispy. We have all of our toppings. Boom, pineapple. Boom, our sauce, our cheese. Lastly, we're gonna cut our Canadian bacon. So Canadian bacon actually comes cooked already, but we're gonna use about 6 slices. Cut it in 4s, okay? Because I feel like on Hawaiian pizza, the Canadian bacon's like they're pretty big little chunks on there, you know? So we're gonna do that. And now let's go ahead and check on our crust and stay tuned because we're about to assemble our pizza. Okay, so take a look at our pizza crust. It looks beautiful, nice golden brown. And now let's go ahead and assemble. We're gonna start off with our sauce. So this is my homemade sauce. I actually made this recipe for my homemade pizza pocket. I will leave the video linked in the description below. Check it out. I left mine extra thick because for the pizza, I just like it extra chunky. But you know, if you want yours a little runnier, then you're just gonna make it to your liking. Hawaiian style pizza, guys. We're gonna bake this for another 10 minutes and I'm gonna show you how cheesy and delicious this pizza is gonna turn out. Oh my goodness, guys. Look at our pizza. Hawaiian pizza made keto and low carb. What? Gorgeous, gorgeous. I grew up eating Hawaiian pizza and I am so excited about this. Let's go. Holy cow. This is Hawaiian pizza. 100%. It tastes like pineapple. Guys, I hope you really enjoyed this recipe. Make sure you're following me on Instagram and on TikTok where I share more recipe ideas and just a glimpse into my everyday life. Thanks again for watching. I can't wait for you guys to make this video and I will see you on the next one. Mwah. Now, I'm gonna go and enjoy my pineapple pizza. Enjoy, guys.